we doing, guys? Welcome to the preview and the predicted lineup. Athletic Bilbao against Arsenal. The Champions League is back, and I can't wait. And I think we're all used to the new format by now from last season and how it all works. And I suppose over the first 3-4 games, you don't really get a clear indication of how it's going to finish. But you do get some very, very big games, unlike the previous format. But yeah, there's been one slight change to the Champions League format this year. And I actually think that it's because of Arsenal that was changed. Not that we complained about it, but I just think that UEFA looked and said, you know what, that doesn't sit right. And we finished in those top 8 places. We were one of the main teams. But yet when we played in the quarterfinal and the semi-final, our second leg game was away from home. And we were playing 2 sides who didn't even finish in the top 8. They just about actually managed to qualify. They had to go through a preliminary game before they even got to the round of 16. So I think that UEFA have looked at that and said, look, if you're one of those top sides, then you're going to be playing at home second leg. And I think that's fair. And everybody knows where they stand then in that respect. But apart from that, nothing else has changed. But listen, Athletic Club, what can we expect? Well, we played them in pre-season, actually. And it was Victor Gyökeres getting his first goal for the club. Bukayo Saka scored. Kai Havertz scored as well. Really good goal from Kai Havertz. But don't look at that and think, okay, well, it'll be an easy one. It'll be a walkover. We'll win comfortably and all the rest of it, because this ain't a friendly. It's the Champions League. And they've had a decent start to the season in La Liga. Now, I know they lost at the weekend against Alaves, but before that, they won their opening, 3 games. And it's going to be a difficult game because we're playing over there. And listen, you've got to give every team in the Champions League respect, especially at their own ground. And these are always difficult places to go. The one bonus is that Nico Williams is not playing. He's injured. Apparently, he has a groin injury, and it's what kept him out at their league game over the weekend. And it was actually his brother who was doing an interview for the whole Champions League build up to the game and everything, that revealed that, his brother's not going to be fit and available to play in the game. So that's a big blow, big blow for them. And, with that in mind, it's kind of why I've gone with a team selection that I've gone with. Whether Mikel Arteta will do the same remains to be seen at the end of the day. But we can't go into this game with our full attention thinking about Sunday against Man City. And I know that's easier said than done, because Man City is a big game, huge game. But you have to, go into this game and only worry about this game, not worry about the Man City one. I do think there will be some tweaks and some changes, but I don't think it will be at a detriment to us. I don't think it's going to make us any weaker. And I think it's well documented now how good our squad is, how strong our squad is. And I think that we do need to be able to rotate and move things around in certain areas. And yeah, even though we ain't physically thinking about Sunday's game, Mikel may have that at the back of his mind in the thought process of this, but not making us weaker in the process. Does that make sense? So, yeah, listen, it's actually nice to have this kind of headache where there's a bit of unpredictability about our lineup. There's a bit of, I don't know what he's going to do here. Will he do this? Will he do that? Will he play him? It's nice. Whereas before you've gone, right, this player's playing, that player's playing. That's going to be the back line. That's going to be the midfield. That's going to be the wingers. There's no versatility. There's no way of ever changing it around. And if it's easy for us as fans to see that and predict that, then you can imagine what the opposition teams were looking at and thinking, well, this is going to be so simple to set up against because we know what they're going to do. We know how they're going to play. But now there's that unpredictability, which I really like. So Yeah, it's a big game, and it'd be nice to get off, you know, with a win and get the 3 points in the bag. So, with that said, let's go into the predicted lineup. In goal, David Raya. This I don't think will change. I think that maybe if we qualify and finish in that first two or three guaranteed, by the end of the phase, and there's a game there where Kepa can play, then David Raya is going to be in goal. It's as simple as that. Right back. Now, this is where I feel there may well be a change, and I feel that Ben White may come into the side. Now, Jurriën Timber recently come back from a serious injury at the end of last season and surgery and everything else. Now, for me, Jurriën Timber would have played this game if Nico Williams is playing, because he would have locked him down. No issues at all. But with Nico Williams not playing, I think this is the opportunity where you can bring Ben White back in. The level's not going to drop. And Jurriën Timber gets himself rested up, fresh, ready to go on Sunday against Man City. So I feel that there will be a change there. Right centre-back, I'm going to stick with Christian Mosquera. Going back to Spain. William Saliba is trained and he's available, but I just feel that Mosquera done so well, especially against Liverpool and Forest. There's no point in changing it. Let him play, and Saliba's ready to go against Man City on Sunday. For as well as Mosquera's done, Man City's, something different, something new, and if Saliba's available, then he plays. At the moment, it's as simple as that. On the left-hand side of the centre-backs, of course, will be Gabriel. Do I need to really say any more about Gabriel? We just know what he's going to do. An exceptional player. It's that simple. And he holds it all together. Need I say any more? On the left-hand side, again, this is where I feel there will be a change. And Miles Lewis-Skelly come into the side. Now, I was thinking about Henkape making his debut and being involved in this. But if Ben White's going to play, then I don't see Mikel looking at two fullbacks that are going to push on and overlap constantly. I think he would be more inclined to play somebody that overlaps and somebody that more inverts, which is why I feel this balance would work. If Jurriën Timber's on the right-hand side, then by all means, you could probably look at Henkape playing. But I just feel that with this lineup and with me putting Ben White at the right-back position, then Miles Lewis-Skelly will play that left-back role. And yeah, it's as simple as that. In the midfield, first of all, Martin Zubamendi, another player that's going back to Spain, of course, a former Sociedad player, and there's a big rivalry between Sociedad and Bilbao. So be a good and big game for him. And yeah, he'll want to continue where he left off, at the weekend with 2 goals. What more can you say? Next to him will be Declan Rice, refreshed, ready, and rested for this game. How nice was that we could actually rest someone like Declan Rice for the Forest game with this one in mind, and then obviously Man City at the weekend. We've been crying out for that over the last couple of years, that we don't have enough strength in depth to rest players like your Declan Rice, Saliba, Gabriel, etc. Now we do. So we might have to start getting used to it. And yeah, that's why I was saying that I feel that if Mikel's going to change things, it would be to, the 2 fullback positions and not move around that centre-back pairing, although William Saliba coming in is hardly an issue, is it? But you get what my thought process is. But yeah, Declan Rice back in the side is as simple as that. In front, that kind of number 10 position, I'm going to go with Ethan Nwaneri because I think that he done really well. Has done in the 2 games at home when, he's came on for Martin Odegaard very early in the games. But at the same time of me saying that, do not be surprised if Mikel Arteta goes with Mikel Moreno. Don't be surprised. Remember, I said it. If it happens, I just got a feeling that he could and would do something like that. But for me, I just feel that Wanyeri deserves to start this game. And I think that we've got to approach this game very differently to Liverpool. And we've got to attack because we're the better side. And we need to go and win and pick up those 3 points. And it's as simple as that. On the right-hand side, Noni Madueke is going to be making his Champions League debut. Amazing that. He was at the biggest club in London for nearly 3 years and he ain't even played in the Champions League. But yeah, listen, same again. What more can you say? You just need him to just continue doing what he's been doing. It's that simple. On the left-hand side, Eberechi Eze, again, a straightforward one. And what you need is him doing exactly what he did against Nottingham Forest. And again, it's another player that's making their Champions League debut. And him and Madueke are going to love it. And yeah, it's very, very simple. He starts the game. And then up front, as the main striker, Victor Gyökeres. Very straightforward. Loved the Champions League last season for Sporting. And got to go and score the goals. You supply him, and he will. That's the thing that you will say about Gyökeres. If you supply him, he'll score. It's that simple. So very, very straightforward. So there we go. That is my lineup. Like I said, we're not really thinking about Man City because you can't, and you've got to give Athletic Club the respect that they deserve. But there's a couple of changes in there. You know, the fullbacks changing over, Declan Rice coming back into the side, and Wanyeri keeping his place instead of Odegaard. But as I said, don't be surprised if Mikel Moreno plays there. But yeah, listen, let me know in the comment section whether you agree or disagree with that lineup. Do you like it? What would you change if you would change anything? And of course, if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.